title's not updating. What the heck? It's not updating nowhere. I bet it does here. So we update all. Bam, updated. I don't know what's going on my thing here. Alright, well, let's see here. Let me move back to chat. Hey everybody, let me go ahead and get in front of the camera, switch some stuff, turn my ringer on my phone off. That way we don't get any interruptions. I'll switch this back to single camera. Hey everybody, so we're here. We're at the point where I'm ready to fill this sucker, put the tubes in. I bent all the tubes up in the last couple days. Had some major issues though, if it wasn't my phone ringing off the hook here, because I am a business in Stockton, California, and so I got clients calling, asking questions about their broken laptop or who knows what, you know, because I do PC repairs as well. And then I had people coming to the door. I planned on streaming yesterday, but it was just like one thing after another. And I literally, which tube was it? I think it was this tube. I spent the better part of yesterday trying to do this one tube. And before I could even get this tube done, I finally I posted on Instagram, hey, you know what? I'm going to push the stream back till today. And I planned on doing the stream this morning. So you can imagine how my day has been going the last couple days. One good thing is I got a wireless mic coming, so I won't be using that anymore. I'll have a lav, which will be way better audio. No, doesn't sound like I'm in a tunnel. So it's been one thing after another, and the crazy part is, as soon as I posted on Instagram that I was going to push off the stream, I went and I started bending tubes, and I knocked out all the tubes. I got all the tubes right here in front of me, you know, on the table. I got them all done, except for one. I was like, I'll do that, you know, today in the morning. And that was the plan, you know. It was this tube right here. Well, so I spent 3 hours trying to get this tube done. That's why it's so late in the day now. And I wanted to do, like I said, this stream first thing this morning. So I got all the tubes are bent now. I got the cables in there. I got all the cables plugged into the motherboard. That's some good advice is to, if you're going to do water cooling, you probably want to plug all your cables in, or things that you think you might not be able to get to once you put tubes in there, because if you put tubes in there, it kind of locks up the system. So you want to get all that stuff in there now. One of the things I didn't really like about this case is there's only one cutout in the power supply cover. And so I have to run the audio cable across the top of it, which kind of sucks. And if I would have looked at that ahead of time before I put all this hardware in here, I probably would have cut a little hole or something to run that through. So food for thought. If you use this case, you might want to think about cutting a hole in the power supply cover there, just so you can get that cable in there, just nice and discreet, instead of having it run across the bottom of the motherboard. It doesn't look too bad, but it's there. So, so my buddy William, this is for his father-in-law. So I just wanted to give him a shout out because he's watching. So I'm trying to keep my mouth clean, the language here, because I know his kids, William and Jonathan, are watching. Hello guys. So I wanted to say hi. Yeah, so this has been kind of a headache. I don't know what it was, the pressure of, you're going to live stream, so you got to get this tube done, whatever it might be. Once I stopped thinking about that stuff, the tubes kind of just flowed together. It's one of those things. When I do tubing, I either have to be in the mood to do it, or I'm not. It's either or. There's no in between for me. When I'm in the mood, tubes, they go nice and smooth. When I'm not, I waste all kinds of tubing like I did on this system. It took me 6 1,000 millimeter pieces for this build, which should have only took like 2.5 pieces, 2.5 1,000. So what is that? 2,500 millimeters, or 25 centimeters. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and dive right in. I'm gonna put all the tubings in, put the compression rings on the tubes, and get that all in there. And then we're going to fill this baby, and then I'm going to turn on all the lights for you guys. I didn't do the wire management yet, so that's not done because that's like this case is probably going to be an all-day ordeal for me to get it to look right and hide all the wires, because I'll turn it around and show you guys how many wires are in this. I see there's some people on chat there, so there's a few people on YouTube. Like I said before, I'm restreaming. I'm using Restream, and Restream is streaming me to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at once right now. So we got a couple different people in chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch the view over so that way you guys can see the PC as it sits right now. I've also made some adjustments. I've made some adjustments to the cameras. I finally messed around with the Pro Tune on the GoPros, so I'm hoping that the colors are a lot better for you guys on your end. I noticed there's a reflection. Where's that reflection coming from? There's a reflection up here right now. No, not that. This guy. There. So there was a reflection up there from one of the lights, so I was just trying to move that over. But if you notice up in the top right corner up there, let me point from up here. Top right corner, if you see those yellow boxes, they look more like the yellow that's their actual color. This towel here looks pinkish because it is. So it's a faded red towel that I use. And the reason I have it here, it looks like hell. I know it shouldn't even be in the shot. But in case I gotta lay the case down, the last thing I want to do is scratch a client's PC case or any part of their PC. So I always try to put something soft down. I was thinking about buying like a black rubber mat, but there's already too much dark colors going on here. So I just want to give a shout out to whoever is in the chat right now. Flaming Cheat Codes, how's it going today? It's going better now that the live stream's going. If you caught my first comments in the beginning of the stream, which you probably did, you were here, then you know how my day's been going. The Beast is live, great builds, I keep saying it. I got a build from, yep, I remember Efren. You got a build for me a long time ago. I only needed to spray dust off, not even coolant change or anything. Yeah, and I think if I'm not mistaken, you got an Evolve PC, which is the Fantex Evolve chassis, and we custom painted it. My buddy custom painted it. And I got Efren's on Facebook, and then Flaming Cheats was on Twitch. And thank you, Flaming Cheats. He says sweet looking build. And then I got a few people in YouTube right now. Williams kid said hello. I'm saying hello again to them. And Justin Built PC. Hey Justin Built PC, and Andres. Hello. All right. So let's get right into it. I think this is probably a good view for the camera for me to put the tubing in. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing the wire management. Let me show you guys why. I think I put something plugged in. Yeah. Let me unplug this first. Here's why I'm not going to do the wire management today. Alright, so you guys see that? That is a freaking disaster. So I got Commander Pro, the RGB controller for the fans, and all the lights that come off all the different things. And I've already cut myself digging around in this PC. Flaming Cheat says he loves Asus parts. That's good. I do too. It's one of my favorite. I have we have the ROG Crosshair 8 Formula motherboard and the Asus 5700 XT, the AMD Radeon RX 5700, their new graphics card. So both those are in here. Hello, Nathan. So yeah, I've already banged myself up, messing around with this thing, trying to get the cables in. These cables are from Mainframe Custom. So if you guys ever need a cable kit, he makes beautiful cables, top of the line cables, as you can see here. This is his new silver, and then the purple that William requested for his father-in-law, which will go good with the purple EK cryo fuel, indigo violet. So I'm pretty sure it's purple. You better double check that, huh? Oh, you know what? I want to say this is... I don't know. I'll put it in the bottle and we'll see. I think this was the color I had some issues with. So hopefully I don't pour this in here to find out it's not really purple. But so a quick thing for the people that have watched. Does who ship international, Andres? So I'll hopefully he'll answer that. He's on YouTube. So a quick thing, if you guys watched the Corsair Hydro X Series live stream that I did, I was talking about the daisy chaining capabilities and stuff like that, how they had all these different plugs, and how if you buy any of these components from Corsair, their Hydro X Series, you have to have a Commander Pro or a Light Node Pro. What I did discover is I thought I was going to have to use all these different controllers, you know, like the Commander Pro and a Light Node Pro and what have you. Well, come to find out, the CPU only has the line out on it. So it has one plug on it, so you can plug into whatever it is you're going to plug into. The video card has a line out and line in, and the reservoir has a line out and line in. So the good thing is I could daisy chain all three of those together and run that right back to the controller, which is awesome. So what I have is I have the CPU plugged into the GPU plugged into the reservoir running back to the controller. So that frees up a lot of plugs, because now I'm able to plug my fans into the controller and all my RGB components as far as water cooling goes into the other plug on the Commander Pro. So they thought that out, that's for sure. So I know I was saying I thought I needed all these other connections and blah blah blah, but turns out I don't. So thank God for that. All right. Another thing they said is don't use a tool on tightening fittings. I had no choice because these are Bits Power fittings, and if I were to try to tighten them by hand, they would have just chewed up my fingers. So if you can see in there, I guess if I bring the camera over here, let me see. Yeah, you can see in there. There's actually an Allen key in there. This is where having a metric set of Allen keys is handy. I actually bought these ones in Europe when I was visiting a friend. So it took the biggest one, which I think is a 10, and that's what those fittings call for. So, and I didn't wrench on it. I just tightened it down just enough to where I know it's not going to leak. All right, let's put you back over here. Nope, not that spot right there. That's good. As you can see on the table, I always leave a bottle right in front of the freaking camera. I don't know why. As you can see on the camera or the table, I got my paper towels, which I need for this. I figured out what this was. I was kind of dumbfounded what this was for. It says plug tool on it, and I was just thinking, what plug tool? What are you supposed to do? Plug it in between something? It's actually to take the plugs out. It fits right into the plug, and I don't know why I totally derfed that one. I was just like, duh. So it's to, I had mentioned that you don't want to put a screwdriver in there. I usually use a quarter or something. So that's pretty clever of Corsair for that. So they thought of a lot of stuff when they did these. That's why the Corsair Hydro X series, I think, was delayed a little bit, because they were trying to get everything dialed in on this stuff. So I'm just checking my phone because my kid is at the bowling alley right now. Oh yeah, sorry, Andres, from the cables, they do ship internationally. If you want, I can go get him to come in here right now and show you a bunch of cable kits that he's got, that he just did, and then he can tell you all the goodies of where to order and all that stuff. So if you just drop a comment that you want him to come in and chat with you, then I'll bring him in. Magoo! I expect a perfect game from him, Lee. You expect a perfect game from who? Oh yeah, okay. You already saw it? Awesome. Oh, I didn't see you said hello earlier, Magoo. Sorry. Yes, it is a good site. That's where I get all my cables from, Andres. He's actually here in the same warehouse as me. So we share a space, and he's out there right now. Oh, from my daughter? My daughter's bowling, not me. And I can't, no way I could throw a perfect score. All right, so let's get this knocked out here. I want to keep this stream kind of short. I'm not trying to keep you guys hostage forever. I appreciate everybody coming in here and giving me support. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm hoping to make this more of a tutorial type live stream deal that I'm going to be doing. Always looking for feedback. Yeah, always looking for feedback, how I can better the stream. I know I got William. He's always there to troll me and make sure that I'm on par. So he's my partner, been partner in crime. So we're going to get this done so I could get it back, get it delivered to him before his father-in-law freaks out because he's got an old computer and he's ready to move on. And William already dropped the bug to him that he's getting a new PC. So, all right. So these are the chromiums, the silver fittings from Bits Power. I'm gonna put my gloves on because then I don't have to wipe all the fittings off afterwards. Hopefully I don't bleed through this one because my hand's still bleeding. Andre said he's gonna use the cables in next build next month, hopefully. Yeah, I mean it's worth it, man. I mean, just what I do, Andres, is I put the stock cables into the system. Not like permanently, just to test fit and see how long I need, because David offers different sizes, and for the most part, I've found that the sizes that he offers, I think it's 20 inch, 26 inch, and 30 inch or 32 inch. They cover everything. So like this is 20 inches, this is 26 inches, and that's 32 inches. And I go super long here because then I can run it right down the back here, so it's nice and tidy. And there's enough slack to come over and plug into the power supply. Yeah, so you can see how long it is right here. So it'll go all the way down and across and plug right in. The power supply is not even mounted, it's just like floating in there right now. This is a disaster back here, but we'll get to that. I'll get to it off camera. You guys don't need to see that crap. Alright, so this took a little figuring out and a little planning because for one I wanted to make sure that I could, here I'm going to, I think move the camera over here, and then swivel, and then tilt back. Alright, let's see if the camera will stay though. That's the key, right? There you go. Alright, now I got to swivel it back this way. Okay, so I'm just putting here temporary because I'm probably going to end up blocking it. I just want to show you guys the loop. So my goal was I wanted to use one of the top ports up here to come back into. But at the same time, I still wanted to have a fill port, right? So I didn't want to come out of the CPU and go into the top because if I did that, then I would end up blocking the one that you want to use for the fill. This is where I was saying that Corsair should make this a little bit more modular so you could, if you want this on the other side or you want it sideways, you could spin this. But their goal probably is the less you can mess around with it, the less likely there's going to be problems. One thing I did do was I took that apart, and if you notice my import is on the bottom. Well, technically this logo should be over here and the wire should be over here. I took it apart and basically it's like 4 screws. This whole plastic top comes off away from the block, and then I just spun it around and put it back on and screwed it back together. So now I got my cable over here where I wanted it, and I still got my fill port or my in port at the bottom. So yeah, so I wanted to go in there, and so my dilemma is basically I ended up coming out of the reservoir here, directly into the GPU, and the GPU comes back out, feeds into the bottom of the radiator here, comes out here, comes up and over into the CPU. And then from the CPU, it comes out and daisy chains over to the monoblock on the motherboard. And then this guy comes out and goes straight up into the radiator up here. And then we just come directly down into the reservoir. So that's it. And it looks super clean. I got a bunch of straights going on. At least I think it looked pretty clean. So you guys can tell me what you think once we get going here. Now I got to move the camera back to a decent position. You guys don't need to look at all my crap over there. Magoo's picture is over there. Magoo, there's your picture. See the green picture on top of the PC over there? Magoo, he's in chat right now. He actually painted that a long time ago for me. It's an NVIDIA logo, I guess. Yeah, no, it is NVIDIA. Well, not I guess, it is. I remember. All right, let me see what do we got in chat. Dynamic XL case from Lely. Okay. Alright. Alright, so let's get this going here. So the first tube I want to put in is the bottom one, the one that gave me the biggest freaking headache. I just blow through the tube a little bit so I can make sure there's no leftover stuff in it. So for these fittings, they come with a bag of O-rings. Then you got the shiny cap here. So I'm gonna put this guy on here. You gotta be careful too, because sometimes the fitting will scratch your tubing. So you wanna try to minimize that as much as you can. I don't know how this is gonna go with these gloves on, but we'll find out. Probably not gonna work too well. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just wipe them down afterwards. Alright, so then what I want to do is I want to get the ends moist. So I just lick them. Then the hardest one's going to be this one on the bottom down here. So I want to try to get that one in there first. So I need to, trying to remember how I did it yesterday. Because it's on there's a big, maybe I can pull these cables out. Just run them underneath for a minute. All I'm trying to do is give some support on this fitting, so I think it's in. Alright. So I want to put this one in first. I wanted to get that in there because it's the hardest one to get in. So this one's going to be a little tricky because it's super short. Oh, look at that. It just so happens to go around the bend. Usually it doesn't want to go around the 90, but I got lucky, this one is. I've never used these fittings. I've used a lot of Bits Power stuff before, but never these ones. So I'm gonna slide that in there, turn it. So come into the bottom of the GPU, just like that. I'll slide the O-ring back. One of the hardest things for this build, besides my tubing problems, honestly, was the fourth screw into this reservoir. I don't know who's been watching since I started this, but I had one screw that I couldn't get with the screwdriver, and it was this back screw back in here. I think that's where I ended up cutting my hand, so I had to pull this whole entire thing out here, and with the wire still going, sticking out the back, I didn't pull it all the way out. I just pulled it out to where it was like maybe right here, and I was able to get behind it and screw that final screw in. And then I remembered there's a fill port here, there's a plug. I had to tighten that plug, so I had to just pull the whole entire reservoir out. If I'd have known I would have had to do that, then I could have just done it a lot easier, but whatever. It's done now. So I was like totally disassembling. I actually just did that probably an hour or so ago. Okay, so now this fitting doesn't want to come back up the tube for some reason. So this is what I was talking about. You got to be careful with these. Okay. Come on, man. I'm not trying to scratch the tubing here. So somehow I got past this point. And it just fell down there, so I don't understand what. Shit. Okay. So maybe we'll do this one first. No, here we got it. We can do this. Okay. And I'm turning them backwards before I turn them forward to make sure that they catch. See how that caught? That way I don't cross thread them. And then just wrench them down. What is my opinion? Yeah, good components do always look good. Let's see, what is your opinion about the quality of the CPU block? Actually, the quality of the CPU block is pretty good. I haven't, as far as thermals go, I've read some stuff, but I haven't really got a chance to test that. But the quality is just like anything else from Corsair. Very good. So they're on par with that, that's for sure. Alright, so let me make sure this is in. Yeah, it feels like it. So I'm gonna attempt to start this. Alright, that one started. Now I gotta turn it a little bit. Okay, that's good. And this one's gonna go in right next to it. Yeah, I like the IQ software as well. I guess I could have read that comment earlier too. Sorry. Yeah, it's pretty on par. It's the best software out there for the RGB setup. I mean, I don't really like running extra software. I'm kind of anti extra resources being used, you know. But that software seems to run pretty good. And whenever there's a problem, Corsair fixes it. They address the problem and they fix it. So they've always been a good user feedback kind of company. All right. So there's the first two tubes. As you can see, they're pretty dialed in. I'm pretty anal when it comes to trying to keep everything straight, nice and straight. And I wanted to keep kind of equal spacing here. The only thing I couldn't accomplish was getting the cables in here to here. So they're probably going to come out and over, which will be fine because the way David did the cables is silver on the ends. So they'll be covering up purple. So, which will be cool. Should accent pretty good like that. But I'm usually the type that likes to have the cables behind the tubing. And I don't want them hitting the tube, because if they hit the tube, they'll move the tube. It clears the window. Alright. So it looks pretty good so far. I don't know, I think the cables would look better behind it. What do you guys think? What do you think, William? Behind? Because I mean, I could pull it out and the cables can go in there next to this reservoir probably. It's still going to be long enough. I don't know, we'll come back to that. I just put them in there ahead of time because I didn't want to not put them in and forget and realize what a headache it would be later, blah, blah, blah. It's getting kind of cool in here. I gotta go turn the AC up a little bit. It's a little cold. We'll be right back. Okay, so William, you're saying put the cables behind. I kind of agree. It looked better probably behind. You guys say it looks good. I just don't like going in front of the tubes. I feel like it should be behind the tubes. And you don't want to hide beautiful cables. Yes, I know. But you don't want to hide the perfectionist tubing either, right? I mean, come on. I don't know. We'll see how it looks at the end. You know, after there's liquid in it, because once the liquid goes in there, it might be a totally different story. So one thing I was gonna mention too is you see that there's a black plug there. I went with the Bits Power plugs here and here. I put one in here. The problem is it ends up hitting this tube that comes from the bottom here that goes to the CPU, and it kicks it sideways. So I went ahead and went back to the original Corsair one, and it's pretty it's inconspicuous, so I figured it'd be fine. So in case you guys are wondering, dealer's choice. I'm the dealer, so we're gonna leave it right now. The deal is done. One thing you guys can do when you guys do hard tubing too is wash out your tubes when you're done. Just run cold water through them or hot water or whatever. And the reason you would probably want to do that is if you use soapy water like I do, then the soap can bubble up your liquid, which is not bad for your system. It actually helps break down the air bubbles in the end. But too much can be kind of a pain in the ass. Alright, so I got that one. We're going to do this one. So try not to let this one get around this bend like it did last time. Alright, see how it sits right up next to that? Yeah, so it was kind of a tight fit if I would have had the Bits Power one in there. have to tighten that one in a minute. It's freaking, that one's gonna be a pain in the ass. These ones, at least they don't tear up your fingers like all the other Bits Power fittings do. Oh my god. The other Bits Power, your fingers will be chewed up for like a month. It's freaking nuts. But you know, for quality, I mean, I don't know. They're pretty up there. They have the biggest variety and pretty known for really good quality fittings. But EK is not far behind them, if not right on par with him. The new EK fittings are stellar. They're awesome. Okay, I think I got that. So what do you guys think so far? Look good or what? Well, you guys are all over YouTube today, huh? Not much on Twitch, but Facebook has been kind of not so well. All right, and then next what I have is so I don't know if you guys can see my my plan here. So pretty much trying to keep all the tubes going this way. Unfortunately, from here to here, I had to go at this weird angle. But this one's out at a certain distance. So what I did is I made this one shorter because this one's really short. So kind of steps back down. Because that's this tube. I could have actually left it longer because I had it as long as this one, but I thought it would look better if it was shorter and kind of step down to the smaller one, if that makes sense. I'm moving my mic a little bit here, just like right in front of chat. Okay. So I'm going to try to get in the habit of doing more of these streams, I'm hoping. So I'm hoping you guys, you know, get some feedback and stuff on them. I don't know if that one went in or not. I want to get towards the tutorials, you know, doing tutorials and showing you guys cool PCs, whatever, that kind of stuff. I gotta get this O-ring back here. Maybe even get some guests on the show, you know, that kind of thing. Have a couple buddies come in or something that I game with, and we could build a PC together or something like that. Or maybe get my buddy Ron to come down and do a live stream with him. He can show you some of his artistic stuff that he does. Be kind of cool. This one's kind of hard to get to here. All right. So no more comments? This comments just died. What happened? So nobody at LANFest watching right now, or what? Because there's a LANFest LAN party going up in Sacramento right now. Good Escape LAN. Wish I could have went if things would have worked out, but I had to do this live stream. I had other things, other what do you call it, obligations as well. My kid has a birthday party she's at right now, things like that. Life. Okay, so this one is tweaked a little. How's it tweaked? I don't know. Feels round. This one should just, yeah, drop right on there. Okay, So let's see how this goes. Because this fitting doesn't really want to go any further. So I gotta get this O-ring in there somehow. There we go. That one's gonna have to go on first, I guess. So this turns into a kind of a tricky situation. I think I gotta like start the thread here. This one first. And just before it gets too tight, push the tube in. Right there. And push it up here. Okay, that's it. And then I could double check it because I could see where the plastic is in there. If my stupid flashlight would work. It's like flickering. Pretty sure that that one on? I don't know. I think it's on there. Can't really tell. Nah. Yeah, it looks as on as the other one is. Alright, well, feels like it's in there. Alright, so the last tube is the one that I had fun with today. There's a pain in my rear. This goes on top of the reservoir. So I think I just plugged it in. Oh shoot, I guess I gotta do it the other way today. Here we go with the stupid fitting that slid down and now don't want, there it goes. Don't want to go back up. Okay, got that one started. trick here is to lift up and make sure that one is making full contact. Oh shit. I can't get to use a turn anymore. I guess that's it. Well, they're still a pain in the ass to get on. And that's it. That's it for the tubing. Got all the tubes in. Just gotta fill this puppy. Want to check a couple of these. That one's tight. That one's tight. Both tight. Yep, and I know those are tight. I already double checked those. Alright. Let me give you guys a little light. My light's not dead. You guys can see better now, probably. Well, William, what do you think? I think it looks pretty good. All the tubes look pretty straight. Oh shoot, I got fingerprints up in there. Let's see fingerprints here. This stuff scratches easy too, so you gotta be careful what you use to clean it. Here too. Trying to get some of the fingerprints off the fittings, because I could see them with the light. At least on the outside here. All right. Thanks, guys. All right, let's fill her up then. First, let's take a gander here of the liquid, because if I'm not mistaken, I used this liquid in a live stream on an AMD build, same liquid, and it was some funky color. So I'm hoping that it's a concentrate, so it's supposed to be purple, or kind of purple. I mean, the lid looks purple, so I think the problem was the black case. Well, this is a black case, so well, I guess I'll put that right in front of the camera. Good job. Always do that. It's actually like 2 feet from the camera, but the camera zoomed in, so. Well, I don't know. We'll see here in a minute how this looks. That looks purple, I guess. I don't know. Once it thins down, maybe. Well, let's fill this puppy. So this is my precautionary things that I do before I actually start filling. The main thing that I want to do is I want to cover any components that are possibly going to get any, you know, if there's a leak. Because leaks happen, shit happens. First of all, I'm going to pull the power supply out the back because I don't need it in there because I got a test power supply here on the bench. So I'll pull that puppy out of there. The other thing I would do is probably take a couple towels and put them right on top of the GPU here, just for good measure. I don't even have the memory in there right now because the way I did the tubing, I can still get in there. So I'm just gonna put one more piece on top of this one. And I'll put one underneath the GPU, one under the reservoir. So these blue towels are great because when they get wet, you see it right away. So it's kind of awesome that way, in that aspect. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of cheat it over the cable here, so that way I don't want this purple to get on the silver. I'm gonna throw this one underneath this guy here. So if I see any wet spots on those 3 towels, I know immediately that I have a leak, and I can stop. All right, so next step is to uncap my reservoir here. Throw the cable, cap aside. We go ahead and pull the power supply, plug that in. So now the pump is primed, or the pump is ready to be primed, I should say. I'm just gonna what I could do is actually bring the camera in. I guess I'll use my bloody rag here. Yeah, I'll bring the camera in a little bit for you guys. It's on my little gorilla pod here. I'll bring it in so you guys can see better. Trying to put it so it's straight. That's straight. Kind of straight. There. So I'll try to keep my arms out of the way. I don't know if it's purple or if it looks more pink. I think I'll hold off here. I think I'm gonna call William and find out what he thinks about the color. Yeah, filling the system is always satisfying. As long as you got the right color mixture going on, you know. Let's do a test here, guys and gals. I'm gonna see what this looks like when I've turned the lights on. So I have all the RGB stuff plugged in right now. I don't know, it kind of looks pink. What do you guys think? So the only thing plugged in right now is the Commander Pro. I don't even have to see, the fans aren't even turning. So, because I didn't plug those in, I just plugged the RGB stuff in right now. Alright, well I'm going to take a 10-minute break. I'll leave it on this, this view so you guys can see that, but I'm going to call William. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So, William says it looks good. It does look a little pink right now, but once we get the RGB set to purple, it'll probably blow that color out to purple, and it should accent pretty good. So I got like 20 minutes to wrap this up, because my kid, I gotta pick her up in 20 minutes. 25 minutes, but whatever. So let's go ahead and get some more liquid in here so we can prime the pump. And I'm glad he said he was okay with the liquid, because if not, I would have had to drain that, wash everything, you know, yada yada. That would have sucked. So usually I would top this all the way off, but being that I've never used this reservoir, I don't know how the D5 is going to react in this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and kick her up here. Oh yeah, I got to turn that off. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the Molex, and then I'll have the lights come on with it for you guys. What up, PC Junkie Mods? What's up, Anthony? Little pinky? Yeah, it's a little pinky there, Andres. And looks a little pink, but I think once the RGBs are set to purple or even white or something like that, it'll totally change. And if he doesn't end up liking it, you know, down the road, I'll just go out and wash it out and put some new liquid in it. It's not a big deal. That's why I get paid the big bucks, right? What? You didn't tell me that. I'd have said drain it. No, sorry. Too late now. Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, if you wouldn't have liked the color, I would have drained it. I would have had to drain it, but I would have had to kill the stream and drained it. And we can still do that. I mean, no matter what, I got to wash it out. So let's just see how it looks first before we jump the gun, I guess. Because this will be the second time I scrap this liquid. I think it actually looks pretty good. It's just when it's really, really dense, like in the reservoir, it looks like a violet brown or something. Or a burgundy. When it thins out in the tubes and you get the liquid flowing past the lights and stuff, it looks really good. But it does look a little pink. Maybe we should change the cables to silver and pink. I'm sure your father-in-law would love that. Yeah, the lighting does do a lot. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Yeah, if you use, you use white liquid? Yeah. Clear works very well too. I don't think it looks bad at all, actually. The tube's kind of in the way here. It looks a little pink, but I think if you notice when it goes near the purple hue, you can see how much more purple it becomes. Which I'm digging that. So, because you can see, watch here, as blue or purple hits it, it turns very purplish. So that's going to make a big difference once we hit it with purple. So it does look a little pink right now, but that's going to change. Try to get it close to the top there. I'll probably end up topping it off later once I've done a burn in and stuff. So I'm a little dumbfounded what's going on with this plastic piece on the bottom here. That's the I guess the vortex brake, in the reservoir. GPU looks pretty cleared out already. Not a lot of, there's a little air pocket in there, but I need to get some heat to this. So once I get some heat going on in here, it'll break down all the little tiny bubbles. And then I can get IQ going, and once I get IQ going, that'll make a big difference here, because I could turn everything to purple and see how it looks. Or just turn the channel 2 to purple, and then you could change the fans to whatever color, you know. I think it looks pretty good. Thanks, Antone. Antone's on Facebook. You guys can't see his comment. And Anthony CNTV is actually on Twitch. So you guys can't see that either, because most of you that are in here are on YouTube right now. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I'm sure it'd look even better if I pull all the blue towels out of it. But I'm still on the fence of if it's going to leak or not. You never know. It's still dropping some bubbles here. So the way I have these tubes, this one will keep the reservoir from moving too much this way, and that one locks it in place so it can't move this way. I did notice that the bracket system has a little bit of flex, but once you put a couple tubes to it, it's solid. So most people will probably have the out, because this is the only out, and then maybe an in here, unless they use the top like I did. I like this setup like this. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, the CPU block seems to be flowing pretty good. So I can see some of the bubbles passing through there. And then the GPU block as well. So here, let's get you guys a view. Wait, I don't really have any more. So you can see the GPU block there. Lights up pretty good. So if you put that on a vertical mount, that thing will be awesome. And these are like totally controllable style LEDs. I mean, in IQ, if you write your own code and stuff, you can make your own patterns and stuff. So I'm pretty sure they still have that option to be able to upload your own code that you write or whatever. So everything looks pretty good. I don't know, do we need more lights? Can't really tell because I have so many lights in here. If I like turn some of this lighting off, let's see. I'll turn some of the lighting off, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll call it a day for the stream. It's a little bit better, I think. Just kind of give you guys a little bit more idea of how it's gonna look. Obviously, the fans will be turning. They're not right now because I don't have them plugged in. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Alright, well. Go ahead and switch to the 4 view here. Then I can kind of talk to you, but you can still see the computer. Once again, yeah, I think that's about it. I gotta do the wiring. Obviously I gotta do a burn-in test on this and make sure everything's good. Let it run for a while, then see how that goes. So it should be good. And then I can go and deliver this once I've tested everything. I'm still on the fence about the cables, whether I'm going to put them behind the tubes or leave them in the front. Yeah, I haven't decided yet. Yeah, anytime, Andres. Yeah, so I'm hoping to do some more streams, try to be more consistent, at least 2 times a week, maybe 3. I got a couple other projects coming up. I got an Intel build, and I got William's desk, the same William that I built this PC for. I got to finish his desk. So it's a Red Harbinger desk, so I'll be throwing that up here on the table, and we'll finish up the wire management, get some liquid in it, block the two 2080 Ti's, and yeah, so we'll finally wrap that up. That's been an ongoing project. It's been going on for quite some time now. That's how I met William, actually. So yeah, I think this came out pretty good. I think it's going to look a lot better once I get the lights changed in the CPU, reservoir, and GPU to the same purple. Do a purple, and then it'll actually make the liquid pop a lot more instead of this light pinkish color that's going on right now. But I think it'll look a lot better. So that wraps it up for today. I'm going to do some wire management, do some benchmarking, some testing, stuff like that, and this PC will be done. Once again, thanks for joining. Until next time.